Welcome to the Road to VA Life. I'm Lisa. I am a virtual assistant and a runner. I am a mom of 3 wonderful boys, and I'm also imuhang ate na muprangka about the virtual assistant and freelancing world. No sugar coating, no filter. Maybe a little filter, kaya di mo sa kuganahan nga hurt imuhang feelings nga di na nun ka mamiminaw na ako, okay? So, I will share you the reality of this career. Kay 20 years na ang first son sa pagka-virtual assistant, writer, freelancer, o consultant. Si Inday Lisa, 20 ka tuig. And that's not nothing. Kay daghan kay kung nakatunan. Kapila ko na sayop, di na ko maihap. Kapila po ko ni bangon after ko ni sayop. So, this industry will help you to become more resilient and also have a better understanding of other people's needs, especially sa imuhang clients. Okay? And I tell you this with full confidence that I would not be here if nagpadaog ko sa akong feelings. Dili ko mo 20 years kung after gamay lang bad feedback, ay makry-cry din ko. Okay? If you want to be a virtual assistant, you need emotional muscle, Jud. Okay? Para na kay endurance sa kaninga panginabuhi. Okay? Kay bitaw guys, di ni mo na matag-anan ang panahon, no? Kay kinsay magtuo nga mukalit lag saka ang presyo sa gasolina unya multiple times siya nagsigig saka. Last akong patubil, no, kay ang akong 500 pesos is 6 liters rakapin. Usa ra jud ka baghis ang nairog sa gas meter. My goodness. Pero sige lang, kita ang mag-adjust. That is why in this episode, we need to talk about the conflict in the Middle East. Okay? Nagira na sila dito, na full on, nagbinumbahay na, and even though wala tayo madunggan nga buto-buto diri sa Pilipinas, diri sa atua, makafeel ta nga ning saka na ang mga presyo sa pamaliton. True or false? True. Escalate. Oy, it is escalating. And as breadwinners, usually virtual assistants are breadwinners also in their family. It is natural to feel anxious. Natural ra gyud nga makulbaan ta, kay kung wa ka kakulba, iamot lang di nating alikataw, maybe robot ka or AI ka. Ha? As a mama katiponera myself, I don't want to just wait for the crisis to hit. Even though na naman jud ni ang crisis karon, maggrabe pa gyud tingali ni. So what do? We prepare. Ana lang. We handle it one day at a time and we prepare. So here I am sharing my 7 precautions or preparations to make sure that you stay standing in your virtual assistant career or freelancing gigs. Okay, so I hope makatabang ni. I'm gonna go to tip number 1. Be irreplaceable. Tip number 1 is be irreplaceable. Ayaw og tinanga. Di ta magtinanga. When a crisis hits, the first ones to get laid off are the generalists. Mao gyud ni siya itinuod. Kanang general VA nga mga tasks, if you have no specialization, usually ikaw may first nga maapektuhan. So, how do we handle that? Be so good at what you do that your client cannot afford to lose you. Be indispensable. Be integral in their system. Don't just do tasks. Provide solutions. Okay? And if you are a general VA now, upskill. Ha? Okay? Kung general VA ka for 1 client or 2, I'm sure you have pockets of time available after your duty hours, maybe 1 or 2 hours, or maybe over the weekend, or while nag-scroll-scroll ka sa TikTok or Reels. Pwede man ka magkatun. You can use those as micro-learning sessions. That's when you can upskill. In fact, if walay gira, wala gagubat, you still need to upskill mang yun, ha? Non-negotiable man na siya. More important to do so now than ever. Ana lang. But besides being the best at what you do, you also need to make sure that you aren't leaning on just one source of income. Okay? Mo nang di ko mo recommend nga usara gyud ang imong kliyente. Right. This leads me to tip number 2, multiple streams of income. Do not put all your eggs in one basket. It is risky to have only one client right now. If you have an extra 2 to 3 hours a day, use it to find a second or third client or build a digital product even. Kay sure ko with the years nga imong na-acquire as a virtual assistant or even imong na-acquire over your schooling or your education, pwede makabuild og digital product, ha? Kinahanglan na kay salbabida, safety net. And speaking of safety nets, we need to talk about the most basic necessities. Kinahanglan na safe ka ug imong family from shortages, especially ang food. Which brings me to tip number 3. Food security starts at home. If you have a small space or even just some pots, kanang kaang, start planting. Pagtanom na og sili, kamatis, kangkong, limonsito, unsay pwede nimo makaon-kaon nga mga vegetables and even fruits, start planting sa imuhang backyard. And if you can, keep a few chickens for eggs. If you can lang have na kay space. Yes, manok yun. If you have vegetables and fresh eggs in your backyard, your kids and yourself will not go hungry no matter the exchange rate sa dollar. So ay lagad to sa Shopee, daghan aeroponics didto, nga kit nga baligya, pwede ka makapalit og home gardening kits, pwede ka magtanom og lettuce, sugdi na og pananom as early as now. Okay, it's also good to let your kids see na you are using available space sa imuhang balay to plant and grow your own food. Kay tag-ano nako, kung virtual assistant ka, work from home ka, you usually become complacent nga dili kayo ka mag-atiman-atiman sa inyong balay. I don't know, this applies to me. Kay usahay, kanagaling mga junk nako sa mga butang nga wala na ako gamit. Matambak man gyud na siya sa kilid, no? So atong garahian or unsa. So naay space ang imuhang balay kung asa nimo dito gipang tambak ang mga things nga dili na nimo gikinahanglan. Or if wala kay space like that right now sa imuhang balay nga gubot kayo, gubot pas lukot, maybe in your closet or in your kitchen or in your living room, wala pa nimo mahapsay, i-try og hapsay. I-try og streamline ang imuhang living space kay basig pwede ka makahimo og space for a small garden. Ha? So i-try lang. Clean up your garage katong things nga dili na nimo gamiton, i-dispose house kay para nakay space for a small garden. Try. Kung gusto may paraan, kung ayaw papulan. Now, while your backyard is feeding your family, you need to make sure your bank account can handle the rising cost of everything else too, which brings me to tip number 4. Build a crisis emergency fund. Unfortunately, katong mga deserve na to nga shopping sessions, now is not the time for add to cart therapy. Dili lang sa. If you're making money sa imong pagka-VA now, ayaw sag overindulge sa imong mga parcel habit, ha? I know it's common nga natay luho for us nga work from home, no? Pero try to be more frugal with your choice of purchases lang siguro. Like if the purchase is truly necessary, like from Shopee or TikTok or Temu, palita kay necessity man siya. But if it's a luxury item, a want or a nice to have nga item, before you buy, think about it thoroughly. And this is usually how I measure whether kinahanglanon ba gyud ang kato nga item nga akong gusto paliton nga ipaparcel or not. I ask myself, if you can afford to buy that item 3 times its price, palita. Meaning, kung palita na kay ganahan kaayo nga bag, or ganahan kaayo nga bagong nga shoes. Especially ako, runner man ko. Ganahan kitag mga sapatos, no? So, mutan ako luxury nga item. Item nga dili gid siya necessary ba sa ako ang daily living. Nga babuhi ra gyud ko, pwede ra gyud ko makakaon bisag wala to siya nga item. If ang kato nga item 3 times ang iyang presyo, mupalit ba gihapon ko? Okay? So, kung ang akong answer is no, dili ko mupalit kung 3 times ang iyang presyo, that means dili ko mupalit at all. Ayaw na. Even if naka-sale, ayaw palita. But if it is a nice to have item, unya, even if 3 times ang iyang price kay mo palit gihapon ka, palita. But if nagtipid ka, ayaw na lang, puyo ang show, ha? Unya na ta palit ana kay stick to the necessities lang sa ta because you need to first build a crisis fund. Ideally, we should have 3 to 6 months nga buffer for your basic needs, ha? Ayaw sa ugpata ka og gasto sa mga butang nga dili kinahanglan. Kay this fund is your peace of mind when the news gets scary. Like right now, makabasa lang ka ng news, magkita pag video nga na mga grabe na kayong gira dito ba. You want peace of mind? Then you need a safety fund. Kana lang, ha? The only way to assemble that safety fund is to educate yourself first. Compute pila imong monthly expenses total, ha? First compute the total. Kanang dili gutmon ang imuhang pamilya ba? Pila imong total monthly expenses. Then multiply it by 3. That is the basic crisis fund you need to assemble. Then multiply by 6. That amount is your pro level nga crisis fund. Hatag ko example. Okay? If your monthly expenses is 50,000, okay, example lang ni ha. React din mo 50,000 ra ko dakuan yung monthly. Ayaw sa react. Example lang ni kay para sayon siya computon, ha. Gisimple ra nako ang number kay para sayon ra i-multiply. So ibutang ta lang. 50,000 is your monthly expenses. I-times 3 na siya. That is 150,000. Okay? Mao ni imong basic emergency fund nga i-establish first. Okay? 3 months worth. Nga dili mo gutmon. Then, gusto ka mo pro level. Level up ta. I-times 6 ang imuhang monthly pod. Kay para it gives you more peace of mind. So 50,000 times 6, that is 300,000 para 6 months mo survive sa imuhang family. Nga, even if you lost all your clients and you have no income for 6 months, buhi ra mo. Tungod kay naa kay crisis nga fund. Okay? Fights na. Masabtan na guro to, ikaw mo nalang calculate og tarong ha. But then again, a fat bank account is useless if you can't actually do your work because of technical issues. Diba? You have to have job operation security too kay para we continue to make money. Right? This brings me to tip number 5. Invest in power and internet backups. In times of global tension, infrastructure can be unpredictable. Basin mo kalit og rolling brownout to conserve power, di ba? Nahitabo naman na karon. What do you do? Nanglan ba mo duty? So be prepared. Pa-duty day ka, way kuryente. So if you can get a power station or a reliable nga UPS and have at least 2 different internet providers. Okay, 2. Okay. Puto lang usa, nakay-backup. Okay? Pwede DSL ang usa, then the other is mobile data nga reliable pod, kunang kusog-kusog. Kay dili ka pwede mo ingon sa client nga no power or no internet so I can't do my job. Bitaw suway lang daw kay ingnon pod ka sa imong client, no work, no pay. Di man your reliability is your reputation. And reliability is key. Plus, you also need to be smart about who you are working for. This leads us to tip number 6, which a lot of VAs and freelancers overlook. Okay? So tip number 6 is diversify your client's location. Unsa man ning diversify? Sama na siya, dance group na siya. Dili, you diversify your client's location. Lahi-lahi. Nga numan. Because if all your clients are in one country, you are vulnerable to that one country's economy. So for example, if your current client now is in the USA, ang imuhang second, third, or fourth client nga kwaon, naapod sa USA, unya ang USA, muana ra kalit, magpasaka sila balaod nga, di na may mag-virtual assistant. Napat. Kaya tong bitok ane, ha? Because you put all your eggs in one basket. So how do you diversify? Let's just say if your first client is in the USA, try looking for clients in the UK and also Australia or Europe or New Zealand. Ayaw isalig tanan sa usak ka lugar. Okay? Spread your risks so that even if one region struggles, kay you stay afloat gihapon. Okay? Tama ba? Dito mo salig. This is why I'm making this video to help all of us be prepared, including me. And lastly, and most importantly, none of these tips will work if the driver breaks down. Kinsa may driver? Kinsa? Ikaw ang driver. Ikaw ang driver. Ikaw ang dakilang breadwinner virtual assistant nagbuhi sa imong tibuok angkan. Timan ina. If your system fails, if your health fails, sikwati kita ni tanan. So this brings me to tip number 6. Guard your mental health and your physical health. Ang duha yun. Mental and physical health. Ha? The stress of the news nga nagira na sila dito and the pressure of being a breadwinner can break you. So ayaw kalimot og exercise, ayaw kalimot og squats, ayaw kalimot og ampo. Kani importante kayo. Pray. Ask for help and guidance sa Ginoo. Okay? If the main breadwinner falls ill, the whole household suffers. Your health is your ultimate capital. Mura na imuhang puhunan. Lawas lagi na itong puhunan, besh. So self-care is the key, Jud. Dili siya something to skip, ha? I know while nag-duty ka, whether appointment setter ka nga VA or general VA or video editor ka nga virtual assistant, I think imong duty hours is not all the time man guro nga kinahanglan jud ka nga maglingkod, di ba? No? Na ay lull time while maybe waiting for a task or nga mo reply ang imong client or while taking calls, di ba? Kay maybe memorize na nimo imong script sa pag-take of calls, maybe voice nga kuan VA ka. While you're taking calls, memorize na nimo ang imong script. Dili mo kakinahanglan tingali permi naglingkod, di ba? So, invest in a stand-up desk. Kanang pwede masaka nga desk ba? Kanang wa ka galingkod para magpugos ka og squats or mo jog in place. Okay? Basta ang point is, wala ka magpabaya. You are finding ways to stay healthy even when the world is caving in. Char. Bitaw guys, you need to stay fit. Fitness and freelancing equals freedom yun. Walay binuang. Try being a runner guys. Try lang. Ha? Kay daghan jud siya perks. Okay? Musaka ang presyo sa gasolina. Ayaw lang pagsakyanan og motor. Daga na lang. Maabot naman gyapon ka. Mura mga buta. Ha? Anyway, kidding aside, if magira na ang world, we need to prepare. That's it. Para di ta magpanic. Ha? The world is unpredictable but we can control our reaction by being prepared. So focus on these tips. Stay smart and keep showing up. We are the backbone of our families. Kita nga mga virtual assistants, kita ang pundasyon, backbone sa atong mga pamilya, tag-sa-tagsang household. I am Lisa, your ate nga VA runner. See you on my next Road to VA Life podcast na ang link diri sa next video nga imuhang tanawon. See you there.